bad loan and other burning issue in banking. Loan type depending on co- collateral guarantee and collateral. Secured loan, where a borrower has pledged an asset as a security. Borrower has pledged an asset as a security while borrowing from lender. Home loan, gold loan, automobile loan. Banker risk is lower, so loan interest rate may be lower. Amount of loan given is usually higher than unsecured loan. Longer tenure of repayment 15 से 20 साल. Unsecured loan, collateral free loan. Borrower does not pledge asset as a collateral. Overdraft, credit card, personal loan for wedding, travel, student loan, farmer loan. Higher risk, higher interest rate. Exception in education loan, micro enterprises loan, farmer loan, union government provide credit guarantee against losses of bank. So such loan may be unsecured, yet chief interest rate lower. Amount of loan is usually higher than unsecured, shorter, because banker would want to recover money as fast as he can. कम टाइम में ये हो जाता है रिपेमेंट. टाइप ऑफ लोन्स बेस्ड ऑन इंटरेस्ट रेट. फिक्स्ड इंटरेस्ट रेट, शॉर्ट टर्म क्रॉप्स लोन अप टू 3 lakh for farmer at fixed interest 7%. This interest rate will not change throughout the loan tenure. Te- Teaser loan, floating interest loan, external benchmark plus spread plus risk premium. But benchmark is regularly updated, so resultant interest may be increased or decreased throughout the tenure of loan. Teaser loans, subtype of floating interest rate, wherein initial year have low interest but afterward higher interest rate. While RBI has not mandated teaser loan but has put strict regulation on them from 2011. टीजर लोन यानी कि ऐसे लुभावने लोन जहां शुरुआत वर्षों में ब्याज दर बहुत कम रहे लेकिन बाद में वर्षों के ग्राहक पर बड़ा ब्याज दर थोप दिया जाएगा. अमेरिका में सब प्राइम संकट के पीछे इसी के कारण माना जाता है. टीजर लोन, टाइप ऑफ लोन बेस्ड ऑन बोरोवर्स. प्राइम बोरोवर, ही हैज़ कैपेसिटी टू रिपे द लोन. Subprime borrower, individual, such person doesn't have capacity to repay loan. Giving teaser rate home loan to them caused subprime crisis in USA. Ultimately led to global financial crisis. Over leveraged borrower company, such company has borrowed too much money than its ability to pay it back. An over leveraged company has high ratio of debt, bond या loan to equity. Zombie lending, when weak bank keep giving new loan to subprime or over leverage borrower. प्राइम बोरोवर अच्छा होता है जो रिपे कर देता है, बाकी सब प्राइम ये सब ठीक नहीं. ओवर लेवरेज ठीक नहीं, जोम्बी भी ठीक नहीं. Why is the offering of teaser loan by commercial bank causes economic concern? Teaser loan are considered to be aspect of subprime lending and bank may be exposed to risks of default in future. In India, teaser loan are mostly given to inexperienced entrepreneur to set up manufacturing or export unit. पहला होना चाहिए आंसर. NPA, TBS problem, 3 stage of till mid 2000 boom period in global economic. Indian corporate were taking large amount of loan and become over leveraged. From 2007 से subprime and global financial crisis. Indian export गिर गया. UPA government policy paralysis and judicial activism, environment activism. Project delayed, company began facing difficult finishing project and repaying loan. By 2013, one third bank loan were owned by I- IC1 companies, company with interest coverage ratio less than 1, meaning they are not generating good enough revenue even to repay loan interest. IC अगर 1 से बड़ा है तो अच्छा है, IC1 अगर छोटा है तो खराब है. Thus, balance sheet of some large corporate company, public sector bank become weak. It's called twin balance sheet syndrome by Economic Survey. Balance sheet of some large corporate company, public sector bank become weak. दोनों का बैलेंस शीट खराब, कॉरपोरेट का भी और पब्लिक सेक्टर बैंक का. इसी को कहते हैं ट्विन बैलेंस शीट सिंड्रोम बाय इकोनॉमिक सर्वे 2015 से 16. केयरलेस लोन गिविंग, सब प्राइम क्राइसिस, इंडिया बिजनेसमैन एंड एक्सपोर्ट गिर गया, पॉलिसी पैरालिसिस हो गया, यूपीए गवर्नमेंट स्कैम, मीडिया स्क्रूटनी, जुडिशियल एक्टिविज्म, इन्वायरमेंटल एक्टिविज्म, मिनिस्ट्री IS ऑफिसर्स बिकम अफ्रेड ऑफ अप्रूविंग प्रोजेक्ट, कंपनी बैलेंस शीट गेट वीक, कमज़ोर हो गया, ट्विन बैलेंस शीट सिंड्रोम, अनेबल टू रिपे लोन, बैंक बैलेंस शीट गेट वीक. Why is the importance of interest coverage ratio in Indian firm? It helps in understanding present risks of firm that bank is going to give a loan to. It helps in evaluating emerging risks of a firm that help in going to give loan to. It the higher borrowing firm level ICR, worse it is ability to service its debt. One and non-performing asset. If loan principal or interest is not paid for more than 90 days from its due date, then such loan account is classified as non-performing asset. For farm loan, NPA is not counted on number of day but number of cropping season. किसान लोग के लिए दिन से न क्रॉपिंग सीजन से गिना जाता है. NPA एज ए परसेंट ऑफ टोटल लोन गिवन बाय शेड्यूल कमर्शियल बैंक 11%, 7%, 5% घट रहा है. टोटल NPA शेड्यूल कमर्शियल बैंक घट तो रहा है. शेड्यूल कमर्शियल बैंक. NPA related definition in banking sector. Standard asset, loan account where borrowing is repaying principal and interest in timely fashion. SMA. Special mention account, if loan principal or interest unpaid for 1 से 30 दिन तक from its due date, then such loan is account as a classified as a special mention account. Special mention account 1 31 से 60 दिन. Special mention account 2 61 से 90. Provisioning, as per RBI norms, bank must set aside fund to cover losses against their NPA. Such provisioning of fund decreases their profitability of bank. Gross NPA, gross non-performing asset, grand total all NPA loan. Net NPA, gross NPA minus provisioning. Net NPA, GNP minus provisioning. Substandard asset, when loan account remain in NPA classified for 12 months or more. Substandard asset. Doubtful asset, when loan account is substandard classified for more 12 से ज़्यादा महीना तक. Loss asset, when bank and its auditor or RBI declare that given doubtful asset has little or no salvage value. Equity share, bond, deposit, profit or loss, asset, CRR, SLR, good loan, bad loan. Let me remove some of the bad loan from this side of equation to avail some tax benefit. Loan write-off. Loan write-off, banker removes some loan amount from asset side of the balance sheet to save corporate tax. Loan write-off, banker remove loan amount from asset side of bank sheet to save corporate tax. Loan write-off doesn't waive banker right to recover the bad loan. It merely on accounting exercise for tax benefit. Loan write-off decreases reduce NPA percent of bank because amount of write-off cancel from balance sheet. 2022 में गवर्नमेंट रिप्लाइड इन पार्लियामेंट दैट बैंक राइट ऑफ लोन वर्थ 11 लाख करोड़ इन लास्ट 6 ईयर रिस्ट्रक्चर्ड लोन. When principal interest tenure of loan is modified, bank may do it when borrower facing difficulty in repaying loan. Stress asset NPA loan write off plus restructure loan. स्ट्रेस एसेट एनपीए भी हो गया है, लोन राइट ऑफ भी करना पड़ा, रिस्ट्रक्चर लोन भी करना पड़ा. ओटीएस विथ हेयर कट. For example, if bank allow borrower to pay 60% of due and forged 40% as a loss, then bank has offered one-time settlement with 40% haircut. Evergreening of loan. When borrower taking new loan to pay his old loan. Atmanirbhar loan, EMI, NPA relief moratorium. If loan is outstanding as of then 2020 March, RBI allowed optional moratorium suspension of loan repayment for 6 months from March, April, May, June, July, August. If borrower income decreases due to corona, he has relief from equated monthly installment from X month. It was not compulsory to skip EMI. Borrower may repay loan regularly if its financially situation was strong. Loan was not removed or wiped. It was only temporary suspend. In the last handout, I will kept a big short note here discussing how the scheme for sustainable structuring of stress asset is related to scheme of RBI for reworking financial structure of big corporate with genuine difficulties. RBI Prudential Framework for Stress Asset. Resolution Framework 1 and 2. Based on recommendation of KB Kamath Committee, RBI issued set a guideline for bank and NBFC for bad loan. कौन कमिटी था? केवी कमत committee. RBI, based on recommendation of KB Kamath Committee, RBI issued a set guideline for bank and NBFC for dealing with bad loan after corona. Applicable to borrower who are large companies, दूसरा में individual person and small companies. What exactly in written in above framework? Giving extra loan to genuine person, extending loan tenure, reducing loan interest rate. तीन चीज बोला. KB कमत. टाइम बढ़ा दो, पैसा बढ़ा दो और इंटरेस्ट रेट घटा दो. सरफेसी एक्ट 2002. ओरिजिन ऑब्जेक्टिव लिमिटेशन. 1991 Narasimha Kamitti on banking sector reform. Observe that borrower obtaining stay order from ordinary court, bank have difficulty recovering NPA. So debt recovery tribunal were set up. Ordinary court can't interfere loan recovery process. 1991 Narsimha first. 1998 Narsimha second committee observed that debt recovery tribunal need to be strengthened via law. So scrutinizing and reconstruction of financial asset and enforcement of security interest. सरफेसी एक्ट एनेक्टेड इन 2002. क्या है? सिक्योरिटाइजेशन एंड रिकंस्ट्रक्शन of financial asset and enforcement of security interest act enacted in 2002. Under SARFAESI act, lender can attach mortgage asset when loan is not repaid. They can change board of director in such companies, can auction such asset, and can also sell asset to asset reconstruction companies ARC and NBFC. Sudarshan Sen Committee suggested reform for ARC. Sudarshan Sen Committee suggested reform for ARC. Asset Reconstruction Committee. SARFAESI. SARFAESI. सर ये हो गया सर SAR सर FASI FASI SI FASI सर FASI एक्ट 2002. सरफेसी नॉट एप्लीकेबल ऑन फार्म लॉ. ध्यान रखिएगा किसान लोग पे सरफेसी एक्ट एप्लीकेबल नहीं है. सरफेसी एक्ट नॉट एप्लीकेबल ऑन फार्म लॉ. कृषि ऋण पर यह कानून लागू नहीं होता. If loan defaulter want to obtain a stay order, he cannot go to ordinary court. He will have to approach debt recovery tribunal. If DRT doesn't help, then higher appeal to debt recovery appellate tribunal. But DRT will require him to deposit minimum 50% of loan due to discourage various appeal, higher appeal to high court. Which lender has SARFAESI power? All type of bank, commercial and cooperative, housing financial companies. If an NBFC fulfill two conditions simultaneously, NBFC having asset size of 100 crore or more, loan given is at least 20 lakh. For example, Bajaj, Reliance Capital, Muthul, ये सब. Which has a SARFAESI power? All type of bank, commercial and cooperative. दोनों commercial and cooperative, all type of bank, housing financial companies. If an NBFC fulfill two condition, 100 करोड़ का है एसेट साइज और मिनिमम 20 लाख का पैसा दिया है. लीगल राइट ऑफ लोन डिफॉल्ट इन SARFAESI एक्ट. राइट to ample notice. After account become NPA, lender must give you 16 days notice before starting auction. Lender must give you 16 days notice before starting auction. Right to be heard. If you make representation, appeal to the lender, banker, bank manager during notice period. You can make representation, appeal in lender या bank manager during notice of period. Right to ensure fair value. If bungalow fair market is 5 crore, then lender can't start auction at 2 crore. Right to balance the proceed. If bungalow auction fetched 6 crore and loan due was 5 crore only, then lender must return 1 crore to you. Description. Right. You owner or defaulter. Right to be immunity treatment. Recovery agent can't harass you or your family member. They can only contact you between 7 a.m. से 7 p.m. Limitation of SARFAESI Act. DRD and DRTS are understaffed. 1 lakh केस पेंडिंग 2016 में, so case will go on for a year. Borrower remain in possession of asset. This lender to erosion the asset value. Machine, vehicle, even DRT allow auction at the later time. In some businesses, auction or liquidation may not yield the best return of bank. Hotel resort in remote area where no other hotelier are in to invest. In such case, if loan were reconstructed, reducing loan interest rate, extending tenure, finding new partner, then bank could salvage more value. But SARFAESI Act doesn't facilitate such arbitration, so government come with new law IBC Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code 2016. Insolvency Bankruptcy Code 2016. IBC कोड क्लासिफाइड क्रेडिटर इनटू टू कैटेगरी. क्रेडिटर को क्लासिफाई करता है. फाइनेंशियल क्रेडिटर, ऑपरेशनल क्रेडिटर. बैंक, एनबीएफसी, बॉन्ड, other debt security holder and home buyer, they can complain under IBC code for recovery of due amount. They can sit in committee of creditor for IBC proceeding. Operational creditor, supplier, contractor, salaried, employed, they can complain under IBC code for recovery of due amount. They can't sit. Creditor, फाइनेंशियल क्रेडिटर, ऑपरेशनल क्रेडिटर. फाइनेंशियल क्रेडिटर सीट बैठ सकता है कमिटी में, ऑपरेशनल क्रेडिटर बैठ नहीं सकता है. यही है. IBC कोड अपील स्ट्रक्चर. बोरोवर, इंडिविजुअल पर्सन और पार्टनरशिप फॉर्म, कंपनीज. देयर बिजनेसमैन इज रजिस्टर्ड अंडर various law like SOP, Establishment Act, Indian Partnership Act, Companies Act. Educating authority, first level की कोर्ट. डेब्ट रिकवरी ट्रिब्यूनल डीलिंग विद SARFAESI एक्ट. नेशनल कंपनी लॉ ट्रिब्यूनल फ्रॉम कंपनीज एक्ट. कंपनी का नेशनल कंपनी लॉ ट्रिब्यूनल फ्रॉम कंपनी. एपेलेट अथॉरिटी, नेशनल कंपनी Law Appellate Tribunal from Companies Act. National Law Appellate Tribunal from Companies Act. Individual. Next appeal सुप्रीम कोर्ट. कंपनी का भी सुप्रीम कोर्ट. IBC process for resolution. Pay my businessman business loan. 1 करोड़. बोरोवर के पास पैसे नहीं, लेंडर मांग रहा है. Pay me salary. Employ, operational creditor. Any of them can file case. Lender भी कर सकता है, एम्प्लॉयर लोग भी कर सकता है. एजुकेटिंग अथॉरिटी है. आई विल एक्सेप्ट रिजेक्ट दिस कंप्लेंट विद इन 14 दिन में बता देगा. रिड्यूस लोन इंटरेस्ट, इंक्रीज टेन्योर, फाइंड न्यू बिजनेस पार्टनर. 3 चीज़ बता सकता है. लोन घटाने के लिए बोल सकता है, टेन्योर बढ़ाने के लिए बोल सकता है, नया पार्टनर खोज सकता है. इफ़ कंप्लेन इज एक्सेप्टेड, इंसॉल्वेंसी प्रोफेशनल 3 चीज़ करेगा. कमिटी ऑफ क्रेडिटर, बोरोवर, एक्सिस बैंक, फाइनेंशियल क्रेडिटर. इफ़ इंसॉल्वेंसी प्रोफेशनल विल मेक रेजोल्यूशन प्लान, डिक्रीज लोन इंटरेस्ट, एक्सटेंड लोन टेन्योर, और insolvency professional even find another investor to finance the pending project. Insolvency professional will present plan to committee of creditor made up of financial creditor. In this committee, financial creditor voting power is based on amount of loan given by lender. If अरे यार, if X% of financial creditor agree with such resolution plan, then it will be set in a motion. Otherwise, insolvency professional will liquidate the asset to recovery लोन. काम बना तो बना, नहीं तो बेचो और पैसा निकालो. नेशनल कंपनी लॉ ट्रिब्यूनल फाउंडेड अंडर कंपनीज एक्ट 2013, हेडक्वार्टर दिल्ली विथ ब्रांच इन मैनी सिटीज. नेशनल कंपनी लॉ एपलेट ट्रिब्यूनल, ये तो लॉ ट्रिब्यूनल ऊपर वाला, ये एपलेट ट्रिब्यूनल है. कंपनीज एक्ट 2013 दिल्ली हेडक्वार्टर. इंसॉल्वेंसी बैंकरप्सी बोर्ड, इंसॉल्वेंसी बैंकरप्सी कोड 2016 के तहत बना, ये भी दिल्ली में ही है. इंसॉल्वेंट वर्सेस विलफुल डिफॉल्टर. Criteria: insolvent, incapable defaulter, willful defaulter. A person, company incapable to pay loan due to shortage of money. Person, company has capacity to repay loan but not repaying loan. Willful, जानबूझ के. Company या person has capacity to repay but not repaying loan. Eligible for loan restructuring, yes. But if loan account is NPA for more than a year, he has no capacity to repay even partial loan amount, then no resolution will done. His asset will be auctioned under such SARFAESI एक्ट. मतलब अगर आधा पैसा भी नहीं दिया तो तुम्हारा प्रॉपर्टी बिकेगा. विलफुल डिफॉल्टर के लिए restructuring not possible. His asset will be auctioned under SARFAESI Act. Can contest election, get government job, become judge? Not allowed. मतलब अगर ये लोग फंस गया पैसा में तो इलेक्शन में खड़ा नहीं हो सकता, गवर्नमेंट जॉब का तैयारी नहीं कर सकता, जज नहीं बन सकता. कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन साइलेंट अबाउट दिस विलफुल डिफॉल्टर में. A banker association has requested election commission that willful defaulter should not be allowed to contest election. ठीक है. willful defaulter डाटा बढ़ रहा है. willful defaulter पैसा भी बढ़ रहा है. डिक्लेयर willful defaulter विद इन 6 months ऑफ NPA से RBI प्रपोजल. 2012 विजय माल्या स्टॉप पेइंग लोन टू बैंक, येट SBI डिडंट डिक्लेयर हिम विलफुल डिफॉल्टर अंटिल 2017, मीनिंग 5 year गॉन इन पेपर वर्क ब्यूरोक्रेटिक लेजीनेस. 2013 में RBI प्रपोजल से बैंकर शुड नॉट टेक लॉन्गर टाइम, डू दिस एक्सरसाइज विद इन 6 months आफ्टर अकाउंट ऑफ NPA. मतलब 6 महीना के अंदर में विलफुल डिफॉल्टर घोषित करो. विलफुल डिफॉल्टर कैन डू कॉम्प्रोमाइज सेटलमेंट. RBI 2013. आई कांट रिपे फुल लोन, देन रिपे 90, वन टाइम सेटलमेंट इन या फिर इंस्टॉलमेंट, या तो घटा के एक बार में दे दो या इंस्टॉलमेंट में लोन रिस्ट्रक्चर करो. हेयर कट कॉम्प्रोमाइज सेटलमेंट यस आफ्टर 2013. वन टाइम नहीं, अरे इंस्टॉलमेंट नहीं चलेगा विलफुल डिफॉल्टर का. वन टाइम सेटलमेंट, हेयर कट, कॉम्प्रोमाइज सेटलमेंट, विलफुल डॉक्यूमेंट एलिजिबल. वन टाइम सेटलमेंट के लिए एलिजिबल है, इंस्टॉलमेंट के लिए नहीं है. दिस डीमोटिवेट हॉनेस्ट लोन पेयर, हम ही बेवफा हैं जो टाइम में लोन भरते हैं. या बट सम मनी रिकवरी बेटर देन नथिंग. आप तो समझो. Guarantor, friend, relative, business associated who take legal responsibility for borrower debt. I will repay loan if loan applicable does not repay the loan. Every bank loan doesn't require guarantor. They usually require big business loan and borrower credit score is not good enough. Legal consequences for guarantor if borrower fail to repay. Guarantor as liable as a loan defaulter. Bank can take action against guarantor for loan recovery of principal and interest. Bank may confiscate attach bank account for guarantor his property depending on case. If guarantor fail to repay the loan, then it will downgrade his credit score and credit rating also. Note there is an internal legal difference between two words, guarantor versus co-signer, but will not do PhD for MCQ. मतलब जो गारंटर अगर वो लेता है तो बैंक उससे निकालेगा पैसा. IBC pre-pack. Does MSME's business settle IBC case quickly behind curtain outside media limelight? No, मुझे पत्रकारों से डर शर्मिंदगी है. Insolvency resolution process. यस, प्री पैक इंसॉल्वेंसी प्रोसेस 120 दिन में ख़त्म हो जाएगा. कॉरपोरेट इंसॉल्वेंसी रेजोल्यूशन प्रोसेस ज़्यादा दिन चलता है. ये 120 दिन चलता है, ये 330 दिन चलता है. प्री पैक सिस्टम इज़ फाउंडेड इन यूनाइटेड किंगडम एंड यूनाइटेड स्टेट. इन IBC 2021 ऑर्डिनेंस लेटर अमेंडमेंट बिल एम टू एनेबल दिस इन इंडिया फॉर MSMEs के लिए ये लाने का कोशिश कर रहा है. कॉरपोरेट इंसॉल्वेंसी रिजोल्यूशन प्रोसेस. IBC फॉर्मल प्रोसेस. लेंडर फाइल कंप्लेंट टू नेशनल कंपनी लॉ ट्रिब्यूनल. इंसॉल्वेंसी प्रोफेशनल अपॉइंट लोन रीस्ट्रक्चरिंग इफ नॉट अप्रूव फॉर लेंडर ऑक्शनिंग. टाइम अप टू 330 दिन. मोर नंबर ऑफ डे, मोर नेगेटिव हेडलाइन इन न्यूज़, कंसोलिडेट decrease confidence of customer and investor. Customer may not buy Videocon refrigerator if he continues seeing negative news and start to fear that company will shut down. He will not get guarantee or repair service after 3 or 5 months. Corporate insolvency resolution process applicable to all small and big enterprises. Pre-packing. Borrower may come. Pre-packing. Borrower company informally discreetly negotiate resolution process with its lender buyer parties who may interested in its action before approaching NBC या NCT प्रोसेस. मतलब यहाँ पे स्किप कर रहा है IBC और NCT को, नेशनल कंपनी लॉ ट्रिब्यूनल को. Anil, I am unable to repay loan, but I am not getting new partner investor Mahindra. Together we will revive the business and repay 80% loan. If this is agreeable to lender, they send letter to NCT. We will internally agree for this plan. Please give judicial approval for it. टाइम लिमिट कम है, 120 दिन में. फास्टर देन कॉर्पोरेट इंसॉल्वेंसी रिस्पॉन्सिबल रिजोल्यूशन प्रोसेस. Quicker, a quick speed, discreet, confidential way of completing insolvency resolution process. Prevent stigma, bad publicity, damage to brand image associated with formal IBC proceeding. Else future difficult to get investor, customer, client. Latest disruption to business, cost effective help in worker job preservation. Only available to micro small medium enterprises as per 2021 IBC ऑर्डिनेंस एंड अमेंडमेंट बिल. ये सिर्फ MSME के लिए है. ओनली ऑल MSME प्लस बिग. प्री पैक रिजोल्यूशन के लिए MSMEs के लिए है. IBB directive on ordinance avoidance transaction and more other technical things. आत्मनिर्भर IBC ऑर्डिनेंस 2020 टू सस्पेंड न्यू केसेस. 2020 में गवर्नमेंट ऑर्डिनेंस इशू टू अमेंड IBC कोड. कोरोना बिजनेस इज डाउन, डिफिकल्ट टू वर्क आउट ऑफ एनी रेजोल्यूशन प्लान. नो फ्रेश केस विल बी रजिस्टर्ड इन IBC कोड फॉर नेक्स्ट X month because of corona. IBC Ordinance 2020 case can start if loan default of minimum 1 lakh अब 1 crore. So even after suspension is lifted, most of the businessmen will parted from IBC proceeding. Insolvency Bankruptcy Board of India. Insolvency Bankruptcy Board of India IBBI database information utility IB इंसॉल्वेंसी प्रोफेशनल एजेंसीज किसके अंडर में आता है? इंसॉल्वेंसी इंसॉल्वेंसी बैंक करप्सी बोर्ड ऑफ इंडिया IBBI इसके अंदर में आता है इंफॉर्मेशन यूटिलिटी डाटाबेस में और IBC एग्ज़ाम इंसॉल्वेंसी प्रोफेशनल एजेंसीज. IBBI is a statutory body that monitor and implement Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code 2016. IBBI administrative control rests in Ministry of Corporate Affairs. मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ कॉरपोरेट अफेयर के अंडर में चलता है इन लोग का. इट हैज़ ए 1 chairman, 1 nominated member फ्रॉम RBI एंड 8 फ्रॉम गवर्नमेंट साइड. टोटल 10. एक चेयरमैन है, एक नॉमिनेटेड है RBI साइड से और 8 सरकारी साइड से. 10 हो गया. फर्स्ट चेयरमैन ऑफ IBBI MS साहो. प्रेजेंट चेयरमैन रवि मित्तल. The chairman has a 5-year या 65 age tenure. Also eligible for reappointment. 5 साल या 65 साल और रीअपॉइंटमेंट के लिए भी चेयरमैन पोस्ट अपॉइंटमेंट हो सकता है फिर से. IBBI select insolvency professional agencies. This insolvency professional agency enroll and supervise member practicing insolvency professional. Presently 3 organizations give insolvency professional agencies status via chartered account, company secretary, institution of cost account. IBBI utility information utility. IBBI also select information utility organization to maintain database of borrower. In 2017, National E-Governance Service Limited, owned by Consortium of SBI LIC, was first to get information utility status from IBBI. It is a compulsory for lender to share data with information utility. कंपलसरी है. Information utility help lender in 2 ways. By looking borrower credit history, lender can make informed decision about whether to give loan or not, how much interest to charge. This database help in establishing document proof during NCLT DRT judicial liquidation proceeding. Insolvency miscellaneous organization. Indian Institute of Corporate Affairs. Indian Institute of Corporate Affairs, an autonomous body under Ministry of Corporate Affairs. It has launched 2-year graduate insolvency program. The student passing this program can register as an insolvency professional without mandatory of 10-year experience. Project Sashakt by Finance Minister. Finance Minister Project Sashakt for PSB and PA on report of Sunil Mehta. Give guideline to resolve NPA problem in time-bound manner in public sector bank. What were those guidelines? Too outdated. I am removing. What was the purpose of intercreditor agreement signed by Indian bank and financial institution under Project Sashakt? To aim to faster resolution of stress asset of 50 crore or more which are under consortium lending. Atmanirbhar insolvency, micro, small, medium enterprises, cross-border insolvency. American property can attach cross-border insolvency, loan defaulter, NPA. can attach. How amendment insolvency bankruptcy code 2016 to allow this or pass cross border insolvency has a two facet. Foreign creditor should be available to recover money lent to Indian corporate vice versa. During Indian company insolvency in India, Indian lenders should be able to recover money from Indian foreign asset easily and vice versa. Insolvency bankruptcy code 234 and 235 has a provision for it, but they are not notified yet, so they are not enforceable. This lead to uncertainty of outcome for creditor and debitor. 2018 में कॉर्पोरेट अफेयर मिनिस्ट्री इंसॉल्वेंसी लॉ कमिटेड अंडर इंजिति श्रीनिवास recommended we should create separate law for cross border insolvency. More than 40 nations use United Nations Commission on International Trade law model of cross border insolvency, so we can use it as a template while making our law. We will amend insolvency bankruptcy code to facilitate cross border insolvency resolution. Voluntary liquidation of companies. Liquidation voluntary obtain NOC CTBT ये इतना दरोगा का पावर मालूम है ना. इनवॉलेंट्री IBC सरफेस है. Liquidation is a process of shutting down companies of a two-time liquidation. Involuntary liquidation due to loan default. It can be conducted either through insolvency code or surface act depending on the case. Voluntary liquidation when owner has no committed any loan default but want to shut down the business. Voluntary liquidation can be done through sending application to registered companies Act 2013 sending application under insolvency bankruptcy code. However, method A is more popular than method B present. We will set up center for proceeding accelerated corporate exit to faster voluntary liquidate and winding up companies. Economic survey on insolvency bankruptcy code NPA reform. Credit rating monitoring various organization and initiative. Portal CICCRA learn in a previous. ये इन्फॉर्मेशन करता था, ये रेटिंग करता था, ये रेटिंग से भी करता था और इन्फॉर्मेशन शायद RBI करता था. इंफॉर्मेशन यूटिलिटी क्रिएटेड बाय इंसॉल्वेंसी बैंक्रप्सी बोर्ड ऑफ इंडिया विथ हेल्प ऑफ नेशनल ई गवर्नेंस सर्विस लिमिटेड CRILC. RBI has set up central repository of information on large credit for loan above 5 crore. Bank and NBFC have limit weekly update in this portal. Public credit registered. Proposed by RBI Yashwant M. National Finance Information Registry in 2023. National Finance Information Registry will be designed with help of RBI, and National Finance Information Registry will contain info and both individual borrower and company borrower. National Finance Information Register will contain info of all loan taken by them through bank, NBFC, bond. Thus, National Financial Information Register provide 360-degree information about loan applicant and credit worthiness. Will help lender process the loan applicable in more faster and accurate manner. RBI Public Tech Platform for Frictionless Credit. RBI Public Tech Platform for Frictionless Credit. RBI Public Tech Platform for Frictionless Credit. This portal will collect data from center, state, government account aggregator, CRA, Aadhaar, land record, satellite mapping, post due, EMI, एग्रीकल्चर, वेयर हाउसिंग, रिसिप्ट, बिना कागज के सारा काम तमाम. This will make loan applicable, approve, reject faster for lender. क्या है? RBI public tech platform for frictionless credit. This will make loan applicable. या तो accept होगा या reject होगा, जल्दी होगा. This is similar or different than past projects such as credit registry or government NFIR. Legal entity identifier number. Even if company blacklisted by Indian bank, it could apply for loan overseas, and those overseas bank may not aware of company's history. So there should be global Aadhaar card number for companies, and they must force quota that number during every financial transaction. After USA subprime crisis and global financial crisis, G20 and Financial Stability Board came up this legal identification. G20 global legal identified from RBI's power to issue such direct payments and settlement act 2007 banking regulation act fugitive of economic offender. This act and target economic offender accused of check dishonor, loan या investment, chit fund, money laundering etc. worth 100 crore and left India to avoid facing persecution and arrest. Special court under PMLA Prevention of Money Laundering Act 2002 will order villain to appear within 6 weeks. If not, then he declared fugitive of economic offender. His Indian overseas Benami property will be attached. Once property attached, Union government will oversees its administration and liquidation. मतलब यूनियन गवर्नमेंट इसका वो करेगा, बेचेगा. No ordinary civil court tribunal can give stay order. Villain can make appeal only in High Court or Supreme Court. Only in High Court or Supreme Court. If borrower don't repay, surface auction give little recovery, CRR, SLR insufficient to repay deposit, then bank collapse immediate. Then how to protect depositor? DICGC Act, Objective and Limitation. 1961 Deposit Insurance Credit Guarantee Corporation Act. Deposit Insurance Credit Guarantee Corporate Act mandate that all type of bank must buy insurance of their deposit account from DICGC. Bank have to pay premium for this insurance. DCGIC is 100% owned by RBI. RBI Deputy Governor act as a chairman of DICGC. Headquarter Mumbai. When banks are down, DICGC will pay up to 1 lakh insurance to every deposit holder for his principal and interest. 2020 announced the insurance coverage up to 5 lakh. Government introduced Deposit Insurance Credit Corporation Amendment Bill. अब 5 लाख तक मिलेगा. Protection increased up to 5 lakh. When RBI imposed withdrawal moratorium, weak bank within 19 days that event DICGC will pay deposit. DICGC can increase the premium fee 12 से 15 पैसा more than original fee. All type of bank covered but not NBFC. NBFC covered नहीं है. दस पैसा देना है 100 रुपया का डिपॉजिट पे. 90 दिन में ख़त्म करना है. प्रीवियसली DICGC provide guarantee cover to bank on loan guaranteed to priority sector borrower. If micro enterprise owner did not repay PSL loan, DICGC would cover losses the bank hands it contain word Credit Guarantee Corporation, but with formation of SDBI 1990s National Credit Guarantee Trust Limited, etc. This credit guarantee work divided among many organizations. DICGC should cover PPI versus mobile wallet. DGCG should protect this also. Mobile wallet PP not protected. DICGC bank protected. RBI BP Kunao Committee on Customer Service suggested this. RBI not yet taken final decision, so we will not waste time on what. तो अभी उसका कुछ कंक्लूजन नहीं हुआ है. Not yet. RBI not yet take final decision. Limitation of DICGC. If customer deposit more than 5 lakh in a single commercial cooperative bank, then get only 5% length from DICGC, and remaining amount he must wait till RBI या corporate registered liquidate the bank. DICGC doesn't cover PAC and NBFC. PAC Primary Agriculture Credit Society, non-banking financial corporation. Those victims may have to approach court. 2002 UTI government owned mutual fund company made a big losses. DCGIC may not able to protect UTI client because it is not a bank. So government had paid 14,000 crore of taxpayer money to customer of UTI mutual fund. So Finance Sector Legislative Reform Commission under Justice BN Sri Krishna recommended a new organization called Resolution Corporation via Financial Corporation and Deposit Insurance. Government had protected FRDI bill in 2017, but too much opposition in media and public, so withdrawal in 2018. It is a different topic. Bad bank NARCL IDRCL 2021 intro. Economic Survey 16-17 had found that total 2 lakh crore of money is stuck in large size NPA account. Each of these loan account having 500 crore or more. 2 लाख करोड़ फंस गया है और हर एक 500 से ज़्यादा करोड़ का है. Sometimes the resolution of large size NPA account is difficult under IBC code. Vijay Mallya being willful defaulter, so he will not be eligible for IBC. Under SARFAESI Act, such as asset could be auctioned off, but sometimes bidder or ARC do not have enough financial capacity to purchase such big asset worth 500 crore. Therefore, Economic Survey 2016-17 suggested to set up bad bank named Public Sector Asset Rehabilitation Agency PARA. To buy bad loan from, try to get minimum value from loan restructuring, liquidation, auction, and absorb losses. Then Budget 2021 announced set up asset reconstruction company, asset management company to take all over bad loan from bank. Government will not have any shareholding in ARC, AMC. Bank will set this organization with their own fund. Example of such bad bank in other countries: Dharata in Malaysia. बैड बैंक स्ट्रक्चर, मैं खरीदूंगा थोड़ा रोकड़ा और थोड़ा रद्दी देके. बैड लोन एसेट, सोल्ड एसेट. NARCL ARC एसेट रिकंस्ट्रक्शन कंपनी. IDRL asset management company, National Asset Reconstruction Company Limited, India Debt Resolution Company Limited. Registered companies under Companies Act, so not statutory body. Companies Act. Give license by RBI for ARC. Registered under Companies Act. Not. Not statutory or constitutional. Function to purchase bad loan asset from bank. क्या काम है? To manage valuable addition auction those bad loan asset which were purchased by NARCL. मैनेज करना है, वैल्यू एडिशन करना है, ऑक्शन करना है, फैक्ट्री एयरप्लेन ये 50% पब्लिक सेक्टर बैंकिंग, 49 प्राइवेट है, 49 पब्लिक है, 51 प्राइवेट है। 5 साल के लिए, ये भी 5 साल के लिए। NARCL ownership 51% शेयर होल्डिंग and ownership among 8 public sector banks: SBI, PNB, Bank of Baroda, Canara Bank of Maharashtra, Union Bank of India, Indian Bank, Bank of India. For future some this PSB may get mergers, so percent may change. Bad bank function. Suppose Axis Bank had bad loan account 200 crore. Axis may conducted as Swiss challenge auction. Bad bank offer 100. Anil Ambani ARC offer, Mahindra offer itna. Axis will sell bad bank to 100 rupees because highest bidder. ये सब जरूरी नहीं. Bad bank benefit and challenge. Faster resolution for large size NPA, individual bad bank loan size decrease, Basel third capital requirement decrease. Further benefit repaste the point given into intro conclusion. Ultimately, losses caused by Vijay Mallya are paid by depositor and investor bank who own NRL, NARCL, and IDRCL, and taxpayer using those money government giving sovereign guarantee to security receipt. Bad bank conclusion. NARCL aim to resolve stress loan account for 500 crore each. Total 2 crore stuck in such loan account. Thus, individual bank will be relieved from not having waste hanging with NPA borrower. The promote corrective action. Promotive corrective action framework. Under PCA framework, RBI classified scheduled commercial bank into risk threshold hashtag second third based on capital, loan, asset, liquidity. Higher number of risks then according RBI will take corresponding action such as RBI giving strict warning, conducting deeper audit supervision, restricting bank director salaries and dividend distribution to investor, restricting bank branch expansion and lending operation. If PCA listed bank want to get white listed, it will have to decrease its NPA, obtain additional capital, increase profitability. PCA is a monetary policy, qualitative selective tool, direct action. As of 2025, 4 PCAB listed Indian Overseas Central Bank of India, Bank, United Bank of India. RBI promote corrective action for NBFC. NBFC को भी पीटता है, डांटता है. 22 में RBI monitor NBFC using 3 indicator parameter: non-performing asset, Basel capital adequacy ratio, Basel tier 1 capital. Non-performing asset, Basel capital adequacy ratio, Basel tier 1 capital. According according RBI, to classify NBFC is a risk category, higher risk, higher restriction on branch expansion, halt on dividend distribution. NBFC owner will be asked to infuse capital in NBFC. This NBFC PCA norms applicable on depositor taking NBFC. RBI supervise action framework for urban cooperative bank. RBI supervise action framework for urban cooperative bank. RBI 4-tier regulatory framework for urban cooperative bank. टियर 1 अप टू 100 करोड़. हमारी बैंक में तो बहुत डिपॉजिट है. टियर 4 10,000. Higher tier strict RBI norms under Basel III. Regulation Review Authority. Ease of implementing RBI rule. RBI has set up RRA. क्या करता है RBI सुपरवाइज उत्कर्ष 2022 रोड मैप. 2019 में जुलाई में डिप्टी गवर्नर विरल आचार्य कमिटी RBI बोर्ड अप्रूव 3-year मीडियम टर्म फ्रेमवर्क टू इम्प्रूव RBI रेगुलेशन सुपरविजन बेस्ड ऑन ग्लोबल बेस्ट प्रैक्टिस. उत्कर्ष 2022 रोड मैप. Utkarsh 2020 roadmap. RBI officer supervising more effectively. Dash web system 2020. RBI monitoring bank and NBFC more effectively. उत्कर्ष पेट कम हो गया. डैश वेब सिस्टम RBI monitoring bank and non-bank more effectively. Digital lending norms by RBI. बरोबर. फिनटेक कंपनी लोन सर्विस प्रोवाइडर बैंक एंड NBFC गिविंग लोन. रोज़ सुबह उठकर तुम्हारे पर नया सख्त नियम बनाऊंगा. रोज़ सुबह इसे PhD आर्टिकल लिखूंगा. 2 लाइन का मुद्दा परीक्षा के लिए रोज़ उठ के ये सब शोरगुल करूंगा. ए लैंडिंग या लोन सर्विस प्रोवाइडर इज़ ए फिनटेक टेक्नोलॉजी फिनटेक कंपनी डेट कनेक्ट borrower एंड लेंडर बैंक एंड NBFC. Loan service provider help customer to get loan digitally. RBI has issued guideline to regulate this digital lending market. Exact guideline not important. RBI करता है सबको गाइड. Exorbitant interest rate cannot be changed. Such organization has to appoint grievances redressal officer and clear the complaint within stipulated time limit. Digital lending. First loss default guarantee norms by RBI. First loss default guarantee. Basically, fintech companies required to cover some of the losses of bank if borrower default on loan. Fintech self-regulation organization. We will regulate ourselves. Fintech. As an SRO, self-regulation organization, non-government organization that regulate particular industry to enforce transparency, fair competition, ethical practice, protect customer, worker dispute resolution among company, training, skill development program worker. Example of new industry: printed newspaper, Press Council of India, digital news, London Top, First Post Private TV channel, New Broadcast and Digital Association. Statutory body regulate set up by primary Parliament law in 1978. Self-regulatory organization created private sector player. NBDA is a not government body, statutory body, constitutional body. RBI governor has suggested fintech company to create self-registered organization for themselves. What a fintech company? Reduce RBI workload, establish proper link between RBI and fintech companies, set up rule and standard for data privacy, self security, mis-selling, ethical conduct, client and grievances redressal for customer. Basel III norms. Bank for International Settlement is an international institute made of 60 countries. Center Bank, Basel, Switzerland. It committed to bank supervision, set norms in 1988. Ensure global stability. If from 1/4/2013 से RBI began phased implement of Basel III norms in India. First, bank need to calculate risk-weighted asset. Against this risk-weighted asset, universal schedule commercial bank must keep minimum capital to risk-weighted asset ratio at 9% or higher. Capital conversion buffer, counter cycle capital buffer, leverage ratio, net stable funding ratio, high quality liquid asset, liquid coverage ratio. Capital from share and bond, liability, deposit, net profit, asset, CRR, SLR, good loan, bad loan. Calculate risk weighted asset, more bad loan, more risk. Assigned risk weighted asset. Basel III, minimum capital divided by risk weighted ratio 9%, presently less than 1. Additional 10 रुपया capital required to process gathering that capital via share या bond recapitalization. Non-compliance with Basel, RBI put bank in PCA list, restricting director and salary, dividend, branch expansion, lending, even merger and shutdown. If weak public sector bank issued share and bond, no wise investor will give money, so government must recapitalize them and merge them with big strong PSBs. Each member country central bank can prescribe different ratio depending on their country situation. As a bad loan, bank asset quality degrade, its risk weighted asset increase. Bank must arrange more capital to comply with this ratio norms and buffer. If bank can't comply with Basel norms, RBI put it into PCA list. With worst case, bank will have to merge, sell off its business to another or shut down. Basel norms also apply in differential bank, commercial bank, cooperative bank, all India financial institution and certain category NBFC, but RBI can prescribe separate. Yeah. Basel III norms capital tier. Basel III norms require a bank to keep capital against their risk weighted asset ratio. This capital is subdivided into equity, share, bond, deposit, profit or loss, asset, CRR, SLR, good loan, bad loan. Tier 1 core capital, Tier 2 bond, debenture, hybrid instrument, common equity tier, ordinary share, additional tier, preferential share, AT1 bond, debt instrument, normal bond, AT1 bond, principal refund होगा, इंटरेस्ट रिटर्न होगा, 81 बॉन्ड, 81 बॉन्ड प्रिंसिपल रिटर्न नहीं होगा, इंटरेस्ट होगा. प्रिंसिपल रिटर्न नहीं होगा 81 बॉन्ड में। हमारे बैंक में बहुत बड़ा कांड हुआ है, इसलिए नुकसान की भरपाई के लिए तुम्हारा 81 बॉन्ड को हम खारिज करते हैं। ना तुम्हें ब्याज देंगे, ना मूलधन, तो वैसे भी नहीं देते। बोथ आरबीआई एंड बेसल नॉर्म्स परमिट दिस, लेकिन मेरे को तो पता ही नहीं था कि ऐसा प्रावधान होते हैं। 81 इन्वेस्टर additional tier 1 bond, they have no maturity date. Bank has to pay interest for infinity time, perpetuity, and principal will not return. However, bank may buy back them after some certain year. If bank make huge losses, 81 bond liability may be written off or converted into share. 81 bond are new due to loan scam in Yes Bank. Zero coupon bond. What is objective of Basel III norms? Improving banking sector ability to deal with financial economic stress and improve risk management. Basel III convection provide DSIB, domestic systematic important bank. इन 2010 G20 ब्रांच चाइल्ड फाइनेंशियल स्टेबिलिटी बोर्ड हेडक्वार्टर बेसल asks country to identify systematic important financial institution and put framework to reduce risk in them. Same parent responsible for birth of legal entity identifier. In each year, RBI identify bank that too big to fail. If they fail, it severely hurt economic, and label them as a domestic systematic important bank and order them to keep additional equity capital against their risk weighted asset and other technical norms. Presently, 3D SID Bank, SBI, ICC, HDFC. Too big to fail. Financial Stability Board. Basel norms deferred and suspended in Corona. Bank balance sheet audition norms. In balance sheet audit norms. India's accounting norm deferred. Ministry of Corporate Affairs ordered all companies to keep their balance sheet as per format prescribed in Indian accounting standard. Benefit. Indian accounting format make it easier for local and global investor regulate to compare, analyze, understand company financial position for its balance sheet. India's accounting standard is not part of Basel norms, but since commercial bank are basically company doing banking activity, so they have to comply Indian or accounting standard norms, but only RBI has power to notify implement deadline of the bank. Critic demanded RBI should implement it. What is deadline? Not important. Recapitalization of PSB. If bank doesn't have enough capital to comply with Basel norms 3, it can issue bond and equity to gather new capital. Estimate that public sector bank require 1.8 lakh crore additional capital by 2019 comply Basel III norms. So finance minister Department of Finance Service अब इंद्रधनुष plan to face recapitalization of PSB with 70,000 करोड़ 2015 से 18 इंडिविजुअल PSB will be funding based on outcome and performance. भाई सब कोई ज़रूरी नहीं है. बैंकिंग सेक्टर गवर्नमेंट एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव रिफॉर्म गगन ज्ञान संगम फर्स्ट 2015. पर्सनल सिलेक्शन बैंक बोर्ड ब्यूरो 2016. It is a non-constitutional, non-statutory body. Constitution ने statutory body भी नहीं है. It interview and select top official MD, CEO, chairman and full-time director for PSP, Public Sector Insurance Company and other public sector financial institution. NABARD and SIDBI. Actual appointment done by Finance Minister, Department of Financial Service. Just like UPSC select candidates suitable for IS, but Department of Personal Training notifies appointment. Bank Board Bureau also help in bank in governance reforms, rising capital for Basel III norms. BBB has a one chairman, usually retired IS and some other members. Chairman of public sector bank are selected by Bank Board Bureau. First, find the correct about Bank Board Bureau. Governor of the RBI is the chairman of Bank Board Bureau. गलत ये हो जाएगा. BBB recommend selection of head of the public sector bank. BBB help public sector bank in developing strategies and capital revising plan. Personal selection. FSIB replace BBB. FSIB replace BBB. 2022 Delhi High Court ruled BBB cannot select public sector government owned insurance company because conflict with other law related to public sector insurance company. 2022 में गवर्नमेंट रिप्लेस बीबी विद न्यू बॉडी नेम फाइनेंशियल सर्विस इंस्टीट्यूशनल बॉडीज to comply with court order. Everything else about FSIB as same as BB. FSB बैंकिंग पर्सनल रिफॉर्म 2020 सजेस्ट कस्टमर सर्विस एनहेंस एक्सेस एंड सर्विस एक्सेलेंस एजेंडा 2018. अभी लंच ब्रेक. सर्विस एनहेंस एक्सेस सर्विस एक्सेलेंस. ग्राहक से तमीज से पेश आओ. ईज फ्रेमवर्क आफ्टर. Finance Minister, Department of Finance Service release EASE framework with 6 pillars to make PSB more responsible and responsive. Customer responsiveness, responsible banking, reduce NPA and FRED, prevent fraud, credit off take, try to reach out potential borrower from home, auto, education loan, help MSMEs, entrepreneur via SIDB, deepening financial inclusion and digitalization, employ human resources management. Staff accountability framework for PSB NP. Financial Minister introduced this for NP account up to 50 crore. If PSB banker took bona fide business decision to approve loan application but in turn NPA, then banker will protect from undue inquiry and harassed by 3 CBI, CBC and Controller Auditor General. Previously, the fear of 3C was discouraging public sector bank manager from sanctioning big loan. Aftermath, TB and Malya Nirav Modi. Customer Service RBI BP Kungun Committee. Kanungo Committee. BP Kunungo Committee. He suggested various reforms against bullying and harassment for loan recovery agent. Baka Insurance. When banker seller insurance produced to customer, protect to customer to earn commission. When banker seller insurance protected to customer to earn commission. IDBI manager selling LIC policy. This is allowed. Cross selling, when bankers sell additional service to customer. This is allowed. Mis-selling, when customer is misled about product. Manager says our credit card will be given for free, but it is free only for first year, then started charging annual fee 19,000 रुपया. Unethical and illegal. Negative news. ILF and shadow banking. Shadow banking. NBFC. Financial fragility. Observed. Shadow banking is a set of activity and institution. They operate partially or fully outside traditional commercial banking sector. They are not regulated by RBI. They mobilize funds by borrowing from bank, issuing commercial paper and BP non-convertible. HFC, housing financial companies, liquid debt, mutual fund investment client money into short-term debt instruments such as treasury. Retail NBFC,